Hi friends, I am CL Pawar, physics teacher. Now we have started the topic magnetic material. Last period we have seen ferromagnetic substance and their properties. Now in this topic we have to study domain and ferromagnetism on the basis of domain theory. Now what is the domain? Domain is a region containing large number of atomic magnets having dipole moment in the same direction. This is due to interaction known as exchange coupling between neighboring atoms. That means in ferromagnetic material, each atom has dipole moment. The atoms having dipole moment in the same direction, there is one group. Like this, there are number of groups. In that group, there are number of atoms. In each group, resultant dipole moment is there. So such group of atoms having dipole moment in the same direction, so that group is called domain. Now when we have to study the domain structure, first there is no external magnetic field. There is no external magnetic field applied to the ferromagnetic material. The domains, these are the regions, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. There are number of regions. In this region, there are number of atomic magnets, but all the atomic magnets lie in the same direction. So this direction. In this domain, they are in this direction like this. These are randomly oriented. Therefore, net magnetic dipole moment in absence of magnetic field, external magnetic field, is 0. This is shown in figure A. Now, in figure B, weak external magnetic field is applied to this ferromagnetic material. When external magnetic field is weak, then the dipole moments in the direction of applied field, the size of that domain increases, and the other domain, size of other domain decreases. This is called wall shifting. This domain wall shifts. In this figure, this wall shifts, this wall shifts. There is shifting of walls. But when this weak external field is removed, again all the domains, size of the domain becomes as that of the original size. That means this property is for up to the external field, and when external field is removed, it regains its original condition. So this is shown in figure B. Now this figure C, now here strong magnetic field is applied. The external magnetic field is strong. Then the dipole moments, all the domains abruptly turn in the direction of applied field. That means there is rotation of the domain. This rotation of the domain is also called flipping or domain rotation. So all these domains lie in the same direction as that of external magnetic field. Now this external magnetic field is removed, but the domains does not remain its original position. There is permanent change in this ferromagnetic material. So domains are in the direction of applied field. If we remove this magnetic field, external magnetic field, it does not get its original condition. That means there is permanent change. So this ferromagnetic material gets permanently magnetized. So this is in case of strong magnetic field, this is in case of weak magnetic field, this is in case of no external magnetic field. अशा प्रकारे याच्यावरती प्रश्न विचारला जातो, व्हॉट इज द डोमेन अँड एक्सप्लेन ferromagnetism on the basis of domain theory. Domain, that is group of atoms having dipole moment in the same direction. एकाच दिशेला असणाऱ्या ॲटमच्या डायपोल मोमेंटचा ग्रुप त्याला म्हणलेला आहे डोमेन. हे रँडमली ओरिएंटेड आहे. फील्ड अप्लाय केलं नाही, रिझल्टंट इज 0. वीक एक्सटर्नल फील्ड अप्लाय केलं, ज्याची डायपोल मोमेंट फील्डच्या दिशेला आहे, तिचा साइज वाढतो, बाकीचा साइज कमी होतो, बाउंड्री शिफ्ट होते. एक्सटर्नल फील्ड रिमूव्ह केलं, बाउंड्री मूळ पोझिशनला येते. जे शिफ्टिंग होतं ते तात्पुरतं शिफ्टिंग होतं. पण ज्या वेळेला स्ट्रॉंग एक्सटर्नल मॅग्नेटिक फील्ड अप्लाय केलं जातं, त्यावेळेला मात्र सर्वच्या सर्व डोमेन्स ची डायपोल मोमेंट ही अप्लाइड फील्डच्या दिशेने येते आणि त्याच्यामध्ये परमनंट बदल होतो. फील्ड जरी रिमूव्ह केलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये त्याची ओरिजिनल कंडिशन येत नाही, म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये परमनंट मॅग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी येते. आता याच्यामध्ये दुसरा प्रश्न असतो, क्युरी टेम्परेचर. व्हॉट इज क्युरी टेम्परेचर and what happens above Curie temperature? Curie temperature म्हणजे काय? तर याचं टेम्परेचर वाढवलं, फेरोमॅग्नेटिक मटेरियल घेतलं, टेम्परेचर वाढवलं की जे बॉन्डिंग आहे ते बॉन्डिंग लूज व्हायला सुरुवात होतं. जी कपलिंग तयार झालेली आहे ती कपलिंग लूज होत राहते. आणि असे एक टेम्परेचर येतं की ज्या टेम्परेचरला ते डोमेन स्ट्रक्चर कंप्लीट कोलॅप्स होतं. ते जे टेम्परेचर आहे त्या टेम्परेचरला म्हणायचं क्युरी टेम्परेचर. व्हॉट इज क्युरी टेम्परेचर? द टेम्परेचर ॲट विच डोमेन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ फेरोमॅग्नेटिक सबस्टन्स completely collapses and loses magnetic property. This temperature is called Curie temperature. Now what happens above Curie temperature? Above Curie temperature, this ferromagnetic substance converted into paramagnetic substance. Ferro is converted into para above Curie temperature. Now, Curie-Weiss law. This is for ferromagnetic material. We have seen Curie law, only Curie law for paramagnetic substance. Now, for ferromagnetic material, this is Curie-Weiss law. What is this Curie-Weiss law? The susceptibility of ferromagnetic substance is inversely proportional to T minus Tc temperature. T minus Tc temperature. That is, psi susceptibility is equal to some constant C divided by T minus Tc, where Tc is Curie temperature. This T, the temperature is greater than Tc. Now here graph susceptibility versus temperature T. The graph is like this. This is Curie temperature. Above Curie temperature, that is converted into paramagnetic material. Below Curie temperature, there is ferromagnetic material. So with the help of this graph, we have shown the relation between the susceptibility and the temperature, that is Curie-Weiss law. Now these ferromagnetic materials are cobalt, this iron and nickel. The Curie temperatures of these materials, Curie temperature for cobalt is 1394 Kelvin. For iron, it is 1043 Kelvin, and for nickel, it is 631 Kelvin. So these are the Curie temperatures for the ferromagnetic materials.